Hi there, welcome to my views and news. Three news stories. Firstly, before that, an announcement after around 2 hours at 1800 GMT. I'll be back with this week's second live chat. Last night, we talked about Ethiopian military's accusations against General Migbe. Tonight, we have more topics related to Eritrea, Tigray, and Ethiopia. Looking forward to seeing you with your questions and comments at 1800 GMT tonight. Now back to the three news stories. Firstly, Eritrean embassy in Ethiopia today asked international community to step in to solve the conflict between Ethiopia and Eritrea. Hadas Eritrea wrote an article. Minister of Information of Eritrea published an article leveling some allegations against the international community, players like the US, and asking them to step in. Secondly, Jawar is demanding clarity about ENDF's allegations against General Migbe. By the way, is Jawar part of OFC now? Has he resigned? Is he acceptable in Oromo Federalist Congress now? Is he going to be accepted by Ola? Does he have any future? Lastly, was a deadly attack has been carried out on the Ethiopian military in a border town on Ethiopia-Sudan border. Dozens were killed in this attack, and grenades were thrown there reportedly. Who is behind this attack? Infighting or attack by Fano? Let's start, viewers, with the first story. People say, Sajid, you are making too many videos on Ethiopia, Eritrea issues these days. And people are questioning my videos too, that you say in your videos things which are objectionable, which are biased. Well, firstly, I think I'm covering less. Much more is happening between the two countries. Secondly, I share the position of the two countries with you. Whatever they say, I share with you. When I express my views, I clearly say that this is what I think. It's not that whatever is being said on my views and news is my view. No, I share the positions of parties to a conflict. Sometimes I draw a conclusion. Sometimes I leave it to you. A viewer said, Sajid, you talked about Ethiopia using Djibouti's port. You said that Ethiopian economy flourished in the past while using Djibouti's port. That's a very poor analysis. I did not say that. I said in the last video that this is what Eritrea says. So when I quote a country, an individual, an organization, I share their views, not mine. Whereas Eritrean embassy in Addis Ababa has released a statement, which is basically an article written today for Hadas Eritrea. Hadas is the only Eritrean newspaper. Eritrea has only one newspaper, one television channel, one radio station. I remind viewers whenever I make videos about media in Eritrea, Eritrea has no private media. All three owned by Eritrean government. The Eritrea on the 22nd of March published this article. Minister of Information of Eritrea then shared it on Twitter, Facebook. Then Ethiopia, then Eritrean embassy in Addis Ababa also published the same article on its website. The embassy, Eritrean embassy in Ethiopia, is asking the international community to step in to de-escalate tension between Ethiopia and Eritrea. This article, the statement by the embassy, is full of allegations against international community players, against the US, etc. The article states that Usman Saleh, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Eritrea, briefed foreign diplomats in Asmara 2 days ago. And he said that there is no Eritrean military deployed in Ethiopia. Pretoria is Ethiopia's internal matter, but Eritrea is perplexed by Ethiopian ambitions to gain access to sea by force. Then the article mentions past incidents, past developments. It claims that in the past, international community, Westerners backed Ethiopia. It claims, again, not my views. The article states that after the World War II, World War II, when Eritreans were fighting for independence and Ethiopians were annexing Eritrean territories, international community supported Ethiopia back then. Eritreans fought, they gained independence in 1993. Then war broke out, 1998, Eritrea-Ethiopia war again. International community supported TPLF. Then came the verdict, Eritrea Warning Commission verdict, 2002 verdict. TPLF did not implement it. It remained in occupation of Eritrean territories in violation of the verdict, but US, others kept on backing TPLF. They did not listen to Eritrea's genuine concerns. Eritrean territories remained under the occupation of Ethiopia for years. They did not listen to Eritrea. Instead, they imposed sanctions on Eritrea. Eritrea suffered a lot at the hands of those international community players which backed Ethiopia in the past. And a propaganda campaign was launched in the media. Eritrea was portrayed as if it was a country which was hell for its people. Now, when the Red Sea security is in danger, this is the time for the international community to step in to de-escalate the situation, to diffuse the situation. And this is a time for them to make amends for what they did in the past. International community. That they unfairly backed TPLF in the past. They unfairly backed Ethiopia in the past. This is the time for them to make amends for their past actions. They should now stop adopting both sidism. They should call a spade, condemn Ethiopian aggression towards Eritrea, and protect the Horn of Africa by condemning Ethiopian actions. So Eritrea wants Western countries, US, Canada, to support Eritrea and condemn Ethiopia in the Ethiopian quest for access to sea by force or through dialogue, which is not acceptable to Eritrea. By the way, Eritrea does not want dialogue with Ethiopia on the issue of access to sea. Ethiopia says, let's talk. Eritrea says, no. Ethiopia trying to coerce Eritrea into dialogue. Will international community step in? Will it diffuse the tension? Or Eritrea just trying to build a narrative, anti-Ethiopian narrative, so that when Ethiopia officially claims Assad, Eritrea would say that, you see, we told you that Ethiopians would try to annex Eritrean territories and you remain silent. It's basically a campaign of diplomacy by Eritrea to get allies on its side. Ethiopia running the same campaign, talking to diplomats. Second, Jawar is demanding clarity. Jawar issued a message. He posted a message a few hours ago saying that the accusations against General Migbe by Ethiopian military are alarming. Such allegations were leveled before 2020 Tigray War 2, allegations about nexus between Ola and TPLF. Then war broke out. This time, again, allegations have been leveled against Tigray General which could have ramifications for Pretoria deal. That is why ENDF should share concrete evidence about these allegations or retract these allegations. Otherwise, situation could get out of control. Yes, ENDF should share evidence if it has. I doubt ENDF having any evidence. If Megbe met with some FANO representatives, obviously he was not photographed there. It's difficult to get evidence on such issues. Where does Jawar stand, by the way, in Oromia now? Is he part of OFC? Will Ola accept him? Jawar is taking a position which is perhaps not OFC's position. It's basically OLA's position, but Jawar is not supportive of armed struggle against Ethiopian government. So his position, I think, is unique now. Either he'll be able to rally support around his narrative and get allies, or he'll be alone. I'll do a video on that in coming days. Lastly, there was a deadly attack on the Ethiopian military is being reported in Amhara on Ethiopia-Sudan border. It happened in Shinfe town, which is in Matimma Wareda. Matimma Wareda shares border with Sudan. It's West Gondar. FANO fighters in the past once remained in control of Matimma for 2 days. They took control of border crossing too. Ethiopian military back then fled into Sudan, if you remember. An attack was carried out on a camp of the Ethiopian National Defense Force in Shinfa, and around 30 casualties are being confirmed. Military does not admit its losses, but this is what is being confirmed. And grenades were thrown at this camp in Shinfa, reportedly. FANO sources are making conflicting claims. Some say the attack was carried out by FANO fighters. Others say that a disgruntled, frustrated ENDF soldier was behind this attack. Don't know who carried out the attack, but attack is being confirmed. Deaths being confirmed. Some say the number of dead could be over 40. At least military should tell the truth. How many have been killed? Who carried out the attack? Military is not in the habit of admitting its losses. That is why those who are fighting military, they exaggerate military's losses. Since the start of this new offensive by FANO fighters, they have been making big claims, FANO groups, as if hundreds of ENDF soldiers are dying on daily basis in the Amhara region. British shared details yesterday. It claimed to have killed FANO fighters, killed and injured over 500. But what military's losses? I think some sort of detailed briefing should be given with the military about this 2-year-long war. What is the loss? How much was the loss suffered by the Ethiopian military in the last 2 years in the Amhara region? The military have the courage to disclose that. Thanks for watching.